Hey, Miles Beckler here, milesbeckler.com, and I have my beautiful wife Melanie with me again. And in this video, we are going to look at YouTube marketing through the lens of Melanie's platform. Melanie has just completed a 30-day challenge, and she already had a YouTube channel and a platform going. So what we're going to look at is we're going to look at some statistics. We're going to look at how this works when someone already has a YouTube channel going. And we're going to learn from Melanie about what she's learned from doing a 30-day challenge. So welcome back, Melanie.
Thank you.
Excited to have you here. So first thing, let's go through the statistics on what she's seen in 30 days. So in 30 days, her watch time on YouTube is up by 66%. The number of views is up by 75%. The number of subscribers is up 300% month over month. Comments is up 750%, likes are up 450%, shares are up 100%. So literally twice as many people sharing her videos this month as the month before. And really cool, we're gonna get into how this works with hers, is the web traffic. Her website traffic is up over 21%, and she has 19% more visitors to her website.
That's awesome.
Whew, all right.
So the one thing you didn't mention that didn't make the list, and this is awesome to see because I hadn't really broken it down like that, but unlikes are also up. And I just want to mention that because you are the one who told me Grant Cardone has this like saying, if you've got 5 haters, go get yourself 5 more. And so like people unliking my videos is such a positive sign that I'm reaching more people. So I'm not like taking that as a bad thing. And unlikes, I don't know the exact number, but unlikes are up.
They are. Yeah, I think it actually doubled. I noticed that myself. And if you're not moving people, that's a great point. And if you're not moving people with your content, if you're not polarizing, you're not building emotion in anyone. And she gets people who love her content, emotionally charged for her content, and people who her content is not for, I'm in the wrong place, dislike, unfriend, I'm out. And that's what we want to see. That's a great sign. So thank you very much again. I appreciate that. Now, talking about your 30-day challenge, let's actually go before you started. What was your channel like before you started? How have you been building your channel up until recently?
So I started my channel quite a while ago, probably about 5 years ago, and my initial YouTube strategy was literally take free audio channel to angel messages, turn them into a video slideshow, and publish them to YouTube. So that was all I did for years, and it sort of worked. My channel was growing along very slowly, but I had a little base when I decided to start doing more teaching-based videos, actually putting myself on.
Right. So two things there real quick is, number one, she was just kind of syndicating content to YouTube. It wasn't like content created specifically for YouTube. It also wasn't her. It was her audio, but it wasn't her talking head. It wasn't like this where we're framed and you're seeing us talk. It was pictures layered over something, and it was an afterthought, right?
It was an afterthought. They're not very high quality. The audio is very high quality. The audio is incredible, and those videos still get viewed and loved and liked and shared by so many people because the audio is immensely high quality.
Yep.
But the actual like video slideshow is not that high quality.
Right.
So.
Now, next question, have you ever done any sort of 30-day challenge or longer in the past of your kind of internet marketing career?
So this is my first 30-day challenge on YouTube. However, I did do a 30-day challenge on my blog when I did a new blog post every day for 30 days. And that grew my blog traffic immensely, creating that consistent heartbeat of new content. And so when I saw Miles' results from his YouTube challenge, I was like, okay, I want to do more video. Okay, so I mentioned how my channel started of doing these audio meditations, slideshows. I did then add on spiritual teaching videos, free angel card readings, but I was really inconsistent. I would go through bursts where I would do 4 videos a week, and then I would drop down to doing like 1 video a month. I was like very sporadic. I had no schedule. I just kind of like, if I was inspired, I did it. If I was not inspired, I didn't do it. And so it was like very sporadic was my YouTube publishing schedule. So Miles had huge results with his 120 day challenge. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a 30-day challenge. I have now done a 30-day challenge, and now I'm going to throw my hat over the fence here and say that I think it would be really interesting to keep this going, and I'm gonna do a 120-day challenge too. So
awesome.
Let's do this.
Nice. She's competitive at nature, so it's good to kind of like set the bar. And interestingly, you noticed how many videos did you make when I was doing my 120-day challenge in those 4 months?
Not very many at all.
Right.
I don't know. Did you look at?
No, I literally
Yeah.
think a handful.
Not very many, but the other day we were comparing how many videos each of us had on our channels, and Miles was like, "I'm gonna catch you soon," and it was like, So
I've got about 136, 137. I think you got 160 something.
Yeah.
And her channel's something like 6 or 7 years old, and my channel's 6 months old. So we're both experiencing really good growth. So you're experiencing growth on YouTube in views, subscribers numbers, and then I mentioned some of those engagement numbers, and those engagement numbers are a big indicator to YouTube that you're worthy of more traffic. When you get the likes, the comments, and the shares, YouTube says, oh, the content this user is putting out is actually getting a lot of reach and our users like it. Let's show her videos to more people. But let's dig in a little bit deeper to the tactics in the video creation process. Like, how are you making these videos? What kinds of videos you're making? What's your approach to the actual content creation?
Yeah, so there's actually a few different types of videos I'm making. So a friend of ours explained this to me really clearly, and I think it's really powerful. Your YouTube channel is like a channel. So you're like HBO, or you're like CNBC, or whatever. You're a channel. And like a network channel, your channel can also have a number of shows. And so I've really taken this on and been implementing it and really like it and find it to be helpful. So my channel has those original channeled meditations. That's one of the shows. I've added on angel card readings because in this 30-day challenge and prior, I've realized that my audience really loves the angel card readings. I've committed to doing a weekly angel card reading. So I have the weekly angel card reading show. I then also have topical based videos. What I'm doing with the topical based videos I think is kind of interesting because, and I don't know how deep you want to go into this.
Please.
Because one of them is an SEO strategy. So my site, ask-angels.com, ranks very well on Google Organic for a lot of keywords. But I have realized that if there's a keyword that I'm not quite ranking as high as I would like to, making a YouTube video on that topic, publishing that on YouTube, linking it back to my original blog post, and I also embed the video in my original blog post, gives that a nice SEO boost. I'm also then flowing traffic towards it, doing a little revamp of it, making it even better, refreshing it. And so that is one of my main YouTube strategies, is how can I make a video to correspond with a blog post I've already written.
So going back through her past content, because she got hundreds and hundreds, maybe 600, 800 posts, going back through the content, looking for ones that are in the number 6, number 8, number 11 spot on Google for their target keyword, which means they're just out of traffic range, and then adding a video and adding the transcription sometimes to it, and watching it climb up in the rankings, and then the blog post gets more traffic, the video gets traffic, and the whole platform gets more reach from kind of this kind of sniper approach creating topical videos.
So this is a powerful SEO strategy to go back into your older posts and grow them. Google is dealing with the aging web, so there's a lot of older, outdated content floating around out there on the internet. And so if you already have an established blog and presence, it's going to benefit you immensely in implementing this strategy of going back into your older content and freshening it up, and
adding content to it, making it more valuable.
If you're willing to get on camera, that makes a huge difference. Not everyone's willing to be on camera, and so I think that this is a secret weapon if you are to be on camera and to have that video pointing towards your blog as well.
Right. It's relatively easy to write something. It's relatively easy to hire a writer to write something and to publish text. But to do videos like this kind of takes a little bit of guts and courage and overcoming some kind of mental barriers. So you're able to leapfrog some of your competitors with that sort of approach.
So that's one of the main ways that I am creating these topical based videos, is going back to older content. In addition, I'm also identifying new topics that I would like to put information out about, and this has actually become my new strategy process for writing blog posts. So whereas before I would just write a blog post and then now go back in and add a video, now I'm actually creating the video first. I then have the video transcribed and edited, and then I get that edited transcription, I'll add to it a little bit and turn it into a blog post. So the YouTube challenge is hugely beneficial for me because it's not only growing my YouTube presence, but my blog is growing immensely as well. So I've sort of turned this YouTube challenge into a blog challenge as well, but into a multimedia blog challenge where video and article are getting published together.
Well, and then you're also syndicating the video onto Facebook, and then the blog post gets Pinterest images, so the blog post gets reach out to pin, and so it starts with a video. It's kind of like a row of dominoes.
Yeah.
She's now hitting the first domino, which is record the video. She puts that up into the cloud to our transcriptionist, and then boom, 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 all these other items happen. It goes back in her hands a little bit, but most of the effort is done by other people, giving her these edited bits of content that she then publishes to her blog, to Facebook. She emails her list about it. It goes out to Pinterest and Instagram and all of the other social medias.
So it's a way that I can put out quite a bit of content. I mean, a blog a day, every day, like that is a lot of content. That is a lot of effort. And I'm able to do this being totally authentic, meaning it's my voice, it's my ideas, because they're initiated from the videos compared to like hiring ghostwriters or article writers that are things that I know a lot of other people in the industry do, but that I've never been totally comfortable with because my platform is about, I feel, sharing my message and light and the teachings I receive and embody and live with the world. So this is in alignment with that, and I really love it, and it's going really well, so I'm gonna keep it going.
And the goal is 120. You heard it here. So, did you have something else?
Yeah, go ahead.
So one other thing, I think a lot of people sometimes get started and they get a little bit of momentum going, or they don't get momentum going. They're 30 days in, they're 60 days in, and they're not seeing any momentum. They didn't have the blog back end. They didn't have anything going, kind of where I was, right? And you've noticed in my data that the numbers were really low for a while, and then it kind of hit. What would you have to say to these people who are maybe 15 days in, they're just starting their platform, and they're just starting to wonder, like, oh man, like, is this really gonna work? Or like, wow, this is a lot of work. What would you say to them?
Well, I think Miles will put a card up on this video to his 30-day challenge results. Okay, maybe not. What I'm getting at is, if you look at his challenge, his results really didn't start picking up till day 120. So like, this really is about consistent effort over time. You're probably not going to see huge results after 15 videos or 30 videos. Honestly, like, even after 30 days, I'm like, okay, my YouTube growth, like, it's not huge. I'm excited about it because it's this strategy of growing my blog, it's getting my message out, and it's providing an outlet for me to be of service, which I really appreciate and cherish that opportunity to be able to just give and share and teach and make a difference in the world. So if you're only 15 days in, keep going. I think it's important to find a rhythm and balance that works for you, but along those lines, finding a rhythm is also something that you develop over time. I think that Miles will attest to the fact that the more videos you do, the easier it gets. The more you talk about your topic, the more competent you become in talking about it. The more you're on camera, the more comfortable you become on camera, and the more you start to actually enjoy the process of making videos. So for me, at first, making videos was super challenging. There was this huge build-up around it. It like took me a long time to think about the ideas and churn and get it together. And then like for this video, did we do any preparation? Oh, you did do preparation.
I wrote down
my analytics, but it was like, okay, let's hop on camera and talk about this. Okay, great. So it does get easier. Keep going, keep being of service, keep giving value. I think this is really why it's key to be in a niche that you care about, that is authentic for you, that's in alignment with what you really love and enjoy and do with the message that you want to spread in the world. Because if you don't really like your niche, it's going to be a lot harder for you to keep going over time. What are you willing to talk about for the next 7 years?
Right. I mean, at minimum, it's 120 days, right? Like that's still not even moving the needle. It's literally years. I mean,
and it's not 120 days and stop. Woo, you've made it. Go lay on the beach all day, every day. Like, it's 120 days, then, okay,
keep
now
going.
Your real work gets to begin.
Right.
You have made it through that phase of an author or comedian, Kyle Cease, talks about the hose analogy, that when you first turn on a hose, you have to get out that dirty brown water in order for the clear water to start flowing. So in that 100-day period, you're flushing out kind of some of your lower value content to really get to that core of your message and how you really can share and make a difference in the world, in other people's lives. So I think it's a good question to ask, like, are you willing to talk about your niche, your concept for the next 7 to 10 years? Like, get real with yourself. And if the answer is no, you might want to reconsider, because I think one of the biggest detriments to people in the internet marketing realm and path is jumping around from idea to idea, because each time you hop on board a new idea or a new opportunity and abandon the old one, you're back to zero.
Yep, starting over
Sure,
again.
you might have learned from your previous endeavors, and if you are going to be abandoning something, all is not lost. Like, you've learned and grown to this point. But that's why it's so key to connect with something you really love, are passionate about, or that you know is creating good and positive in the world, because then you're going to be willing to stick with it.
Right. And I really love the idea, thanks for sharing that, about your YouTube channel is just that. It's a channel. And on your channel, you can have shows. So feel free to test different things. And if you've been watching my videos, we've got these talking head style ones where it's just me. That's show number 1. Me and a guest. That's show number 2. We've got the over my shoulder kind of screen share recording stuff. That's show number 3. We've got the Miles kind of walking, having a heart-to-heart moment. That's show number 4. I didn't know what those were when I started. I just kind of experimented with different things. And as you said, which was brilliant, look at the feedback you're getting from your audience. You know, the angel card reading videos are crushing it for you right now. They're by far they get the most response, they get the most views in the shortest period of time by far. And it's something that you didn't necessarily at first want to do a lot of, per se. You were kind of like, I don't really know if that's what I really want to do. You were doing 1 a month, you were kind of in and out of it. But when the audience and the market show you through data of views and likes and shares and all that, subscribes and all that stuff, do more of it, because it's working. And we've done that a few times in your business.
Yeah,
the
and
numbers.
With the angel card reading thing specifically, I think I started to fall into something Miles talks about of the market saturation myth, in that there are a lot of people in my space doing weekly angel card readings. So I was like, I don't want to just jump on the bandwagon and do what everyone else is doing. But then when I realized how much my audience loved those, I was like, okay, I'm going to do them. And now that I've been doing a few of them in this challenge, I've realized that I do them in a way that's different than anyone else. I do angel card readings in my own unique way that my audience loves. So great, there's totally room, it's giving value, and it works. So
do more of what works and do it
so,
authentically.
Yeah, pay attention, track, but also be willing to test and try new things.
And just most of all, keep going. I really like your idea of, are you thinking 5, 7, 10 years down the line with your niche? Because if you're not, it could get tough at some point, because literally we're still doing the same thing that we started 8+ years ago. We're still hungry. We still feel like we're barely scratching the surface in our niche. We really feel like we're just now approaching kind of a new starting line, or like a midway point. I don't even know how to explain it, but we're hungry and we're still fired up. But what's really cool is the effort we're putting in now is compounding with all the effort we put in for the last 7 or 8 years. So with kind of almost a similar amount of effort, we're getting magnified results, which is really inspiring, but it takes a lot of work to get there. So if you're not in the right niche, you need to kind of dig deep and have a moment with yourself and figure out if that really is, if you're in it for the long haul, because it's a long-term game.
Yeah, and as you keep going, you start to reach more people. But don't let that make you think that what you're doing now doesn't matter, because when you do get to that point of an expanded audience, they're going to find your older stuff as well. Now, don't let that freak you out, because it's okay if you're not amazing on camera yet. People aren't watching YouTube to see perfectly polished and edited videos. Sure, there's some of those out there, but I think the real power of YouTube is connecting with real people. So be real, be authentic, share your message, and YouTube is awesome. I'm really enjoying it. I think that's something I've learned in the 30-day challenge, is that I do like making videos. My audience likes the videos. It's beneficial for my blog. My channel's growing.
Built a system around it.
I've built a system around it. Like, it's fun, it's positive. I feel like I'm getting better on camera.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
a positive thing. So it'll be fun to keep the challenge going and hopefully have some even more awesome, exciting results to share at the end of that.
Awesome. Any last comments, or is that about it?
I think that's about it. Go forth and create.
Create.
And make a positive difference in the world, because our world could use some positivity now. Our world could use an inspiring message. Oh, I think one maybe final thing to add is I do love Gary Vee's concept of documenting. You don't have to be sitting on camera teaching about specific topics. You can literally document what you're doing. I mean, vlogging is huge. Neither of us have added on a vlog, but that could potentially be a new show that we could add on. So document, teach, create, share. There's no rules.
Right.
Just put it out there, and your audience will let you know if they like it or not. And if they don't beat yourself up over that.
Just keep adapting.
Shift, adapt,
pivot, whatever. All those buzzwords from Silicon Valley. Do all of that stuff. But forward momentum, adapt. Forward momentum, adapt. Forward momentum, adapt. And all of a sudden, you might be in a totally new place. Our business is very different than the business we started together, but we've forward momentum, adapt, pivot, adapt, and just keep going, and the path unfolds. Thank you very much, Melanie, for coming on again. I appreciate it. We're going to track your progress in this because you're doing wonderful things, and it's really exciting to see. If you are amidst a challenge right now, if you're doing a 30-day, 60-day, 120-day challenge, leave us a comment. Let us know. Let us know how far in you are, and fire us up if you want to plug your channel or whatnot. Do so in the comments. I want to check out what you're doing. I really like seeing you in action as well. It helps me kind of come up with these ideas for the newest things. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up here in YouTube. It does help get the reach out, and we do appreciate that. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do, because I got some more cool videos coming for you soon. And if you have subscribed, thank you very much. We, or I, will see you on the next video.